Hey, so we begin the journey to move a rather large rock. It's my driveway, and this for the longest time this area here has been. It was just a big dirt area. It was dirt piled up quite a ways, and once I pushed that dirt away, I wanted to open up some space here and push that down. I've known this rock was here for a long time. In fact, the dirt was so high you could just see a little bit of that peak on the left side adjacent to the road. And in fact, many times delivery trucks, construction trucks, if not paying attention, if the grass grew up, they bounced off that tip if they strayed off to the side. So I've long wanted to get that rock out of here. Well, I've picked at it with an excavator before. I had a rental that I was taken back and picked at it a bit, but I didn't have much time, so it didn't move, so I passed on it. But I got down in here with the excavator the other day and pushed all this dirt out and exposed this thing. And my oh my, how it grew. So I got in here and started picking at it with the excavator and dug out around it, and it only gets bigger. It's quite like an iceberg, actually. At the top here is probably 3.5 feet wide and probably 5 feet long. It's kind of triangular shaped, but underneath it grows exponentially. It's quite a large rock. So I looked at if I couldn't dig it out with the excavator because I didn't want to get into my road. Renting a jackhammer was the next alternative. That didn't sound, certainly sledgehammer at my age didn't sound very intriguing. But jackhammer was my next option. And just Googling around, I thought about drilling it and using some plugs and feathers, which looks like an intriguing way to do it too, and much less work than sledgehammering it out. And then I discovered non-explosive demolition grout. So there's a product called Dexpan, and I don't have it down here with me. It just came today. But we're going to drill a series of holes in this rock, and you pour this slurry into them, this Dexpan, and it has a compression rate of about 18,000 psi, and it expands, or expansion rate, sorry, not compression. And it expands. So we're going to drill a series of 9 holes in this rock at different angles and pour the Dexpan in them. And within 24 hours, you come back and this thing ought to be easily picked out with the excavator and busted up. You could probably pick up the pieces by hand, but why do that when you have hydraulics? Anyway, so this is the first steps. We're going to try and drill some test holes. You have to use an 1.5-inch drill bit on a hammer drill. That's coming in the mail. I got a couple of those coming tomorrow. And today we're just going to do some test holes with a smaller bit. So we'll see how this goes. Hole number 1. Let's see if we can't crack this. This is an 1.125 drill bit. And we'll see how that works. All right, so we got all 9 of these holes drilled down to 13 or 14 inches. And we're going to mix up this Dexpan. It's non-explosive or expansive demolition grout. So you put 1 bucket of this in with 3 bottles of water and mix it up with just like you mix up tile grout. All right. I can do this without making a mess, wasting a bunch of it. Guess it would have been better if my bucket had a lip on it, huh? My fair share of missing the hole there. Look at that glass. See how much of a mess I can make here. Okay, did I get all 9 of them? I guess I did, huh? Got a little bit left. Okay, now we wait. Well, we should start seeing some cracks in a couple hours. Find out, huh? Okay, it's 8 o'clock right now, p.m. So it's been about 3 hours that we poured this stuff in, and I'm starting to see a couple of little cracks, like this one right here. Let's see if I can get it on the screen. That one right there that's headed up out of that one drill pocket. I've got it marked to see if it moves in the next couple hours. But that's about the only one I see. You can see the stuff is starting to rise up. The pictures I've seen of this, see how it's starting to expand out of the holes. It seems to be real common. It should be up 3 or 4 inches tomorrow afternoon. But the interesting part, I don't really see any other cracks. But the interesting part is if you sit here long enough, you'll hear a little tick coming from the rocks. I don't know if that's the pressure starting to build or my wishful thinking. But anyway, so here we are at 3 hours. Not much going on yet. So here we are, 9:45, and we are starting to see some cracks. You see right here, this crack right here coming up from that hole. I don't know if you can see that or not, so I can get in there. So you see that hairline crack right there, headed up across here. Got another crack running across here. So it's starting to, I'll be darned, it's starting to split. 9:45, so that's almost 5 hours. We got a crack running across here. All the way across. Well, so here we are. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. So that's going to be about 10 hours into this. And you can see that our one crack is well defined now. That's going all the way down and across and splits up. Goes across the rock, across those 2 holes over there. It'll be a big piece. and down there and cracking down that way. And then what do we got over here? Off this rock, over this over here, we've got a crack that's going all the way out to the side here. I wish the headlamp didn't give me such bad lighting. Now you can kind of see crack there, across the top, run into that hole. We got some cracking starting coming out of the side here, cracking there, running across. See, maybe we can backlight it this way. You see the crack running there. We got cracks coming all the way down to the ground. This is a big rock underneath, so this crack is well defined. See, that runs all the way across. Over there. Stuff works. So it is 9 o'clock in the morning, and that's 16 hours, and we are cracking all over the place. Get all ours, those cracks, they're just bigger, the ones from last night, and hopefully we're getting some subsurface cracking here. You can see we're off to the sides in the mud and dirt. It's cracking over there, over here. And just off the cuff, it looks like I drilled a hole here. I'm not seeing a lot of activity here. So here we are, 24 hours later. It's just about 5 o'clock. 24 hours after we poured this magic juice into the stone. And you can see that we have succeeded in cracking this bad boy up. In fact, this crack right here across the top, that didn't start developing until about, well, early this morning after sunrise, about 8 or 9 o'clock, and has steadily grown all day long. You can see some of these cracks, hopefully they've gone way underground, because this is a huge rock under the ground where they've separated, so I'm hoping that continued. The only mistake that I made is I only put one hole over here. You can see where the column was drilled right there. Although this is new, this wasn't here earlier, so I should have put some more holes in here, but it looks like it's cracking that way. And it's going to get an opportunity to sit here for another period, because I can't get down here and pick at it. It's been raining this afternoon and it's supposed to rain the rest of the day. So we're going to see what a few more hours in 24 does. But clearly Dexpan, non-explosive, expanding demolition grout, works like a champ. Highly recommend it. Sure beats sledgehammering. You know, you drilled 9 holes in this that were 1 1/8 inches in diameter and about 14 or 15 inches deep. And you fill them up with this slurry. Works good. It's been a fun project. It's going to be even more fun breaking this thing up and getting it out of here.